Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news in the world of NFL rumors and insider scoops. One of the hottest topics right now is the potential trade involving Nick Bosa, the star edge rusher from the San Francisco 49ers, and how it could totally reshape the NFC West. And for the Seahawks, this could be a game changer. Now I know what you're thinking. Bosa going to the Seahawks. Yeah, it sounds like a wild fantasy, but the buzz is real, and the details are starting to make some serious waves among NFL insiders. First off, let's talk about the context. The 49ers, after a tough 2025 season that saw them finish with a 6-11 record and a lot of injuries, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. They're facing cap constraints and are looking to shake things up, especially after losing some key players to injuries and roster fatigue. Bosa, who's only 28, has been one of the most disruptive pass rushers in the league, consistently making plays that change games. Over the 2025 season, despite missing 3 games due to a knee injury, he still managed to rack up 11. 5 sacks, 68 pressures, and maintained a PFF pass rush grade of 90. 8, that's elite. His career totals now sit at 62 sacks, with a pressure rate of around 27%, and he's been a nightmare for quarterbacks, racking up 23 QB hits and 4 forced fumbles. Bosa's impact is undeniable, and his presence on a defense can elevate everyone around him. But that's where it gets interesting. The rumor is that the 49ers, due to cap issues and a possible focus on developing younger players, might be willing to trade Bosa for a couple of second- and fourth-round picks in the 2026 and 2027 NFL drafts. The idea is that San Francisco could be looking to rebuild with a focus on youth, saving around $16 million on cap space, and aiming to retool their defense for the future. This kind of move would be a shocker, especially considering Bosa's proven impact. He's the kind of player who can turn a defense from good to great. Now let's shift gears and focus on how this could benefit the Seahawks. Because if there's any team that would strongly consider making a splash for a player of Bosa's caliber, it's definitely the Seahawks. Seattle's defense has been solid overall, but they've lacked that consistent pass-rushing threat that can really put pressure on opposing quarterbacks week in and week out. With Bosa, that would change overnight. Imagine him lining up on the edge, bringing his relentless energy and technique, paired with Uchenna Nwasu, creating a duo that offenses would dread. The Seahawks have been improving on defense with a PFF grade around 88. 9, but adding Bosa could push that number even higher, perhaps up to a 94-2 or more, making this a truly formidable unit. What's especially intriguing is the statistical projection if Bosa joins the Seahawks. Experts are estimating that he'd be good for around 13 sacks, which is a huge boost to the pass rush. His pressure rate, which has been around 17% in recent seasons, could jump to over 21%, significantly increasing the Seahawks' ability to sack the quarterback and create turnovers. That's critical in today's NFL, where quarterbacks like Geno Smith need all the help they can get to keep defenses honest. In fact, the Seahawks' defensive stats have been trending upward, especially in terms of points allowed, which has dropped from 19 points per game to around 15. With Bosa, that number could come down even further, making Seattle's defense one of the toughest in the league. And when you consider the importance of playoff appearances and making a deep run, having a defensive player who can step up in the biggest moments, like Bosa has done in the past, could be the difference in winning close games and making a postseason push. Plus, the trade itself is an interesting strategic move. The 49ers, facing cap tightness and a desire to rebuild, might be willing to part with Bosa for future draft capital, which they could use to develop young talent and manage their salary cap. Meanwhile, the Seahawks, with around $65.70 million in cap space, are in a prime position to absorb Bosa's contract and make a push for a Super Bowl. It would be a statement move, signaling to the NFC that Seattle is serious about competing at the highest level. And let's not forget the ripple effect in the division. A move like this would send shockwaves through the NFC West, elevating the Seahawks' status and possibly shifting the balance of power. The Rams and Cardinals would have to recalibrate their strategies, knowing that Seattle is now potentially adding one of the league's best pass rushers. It's reminiscent of the Watt to Steelers impact, a move that redefines a team's identity and can ignite a playoff run. Now, I know some fans might be cautious, wondering about injury concerns. Bosa did miss 3 games in 2025, and there's always some risk with players coming off injuries. But his overall impact and proven production make him a high-value target. The Seahawks coaching staff, especially with their aggressive, attacking defense, would undoubtedly find ways to maximize Bosa's talents, making him a cornerstone for years to come. Plus, with the cap space available, they could work out a deal that makes sense financially without sacrificing too much future flexibility. All in all, this potential trade is more than just a rumor. It's a strategic move that could turn the NFC West into a true battleground. For the Seahawks, it's about stacking the defense, creating nightmares for opposing quarterbacks, and positioning themselves as serious contenders for another Super Bowl run. It's about building a legacy, and Bosa's addition might just be the spark that gets Seattle back to the top of the NFL mountain. And remember, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this could be one of the biggest yet. The Seahawks have been steadily improving, but adding a player like Bosa could be the final piece of the puzzle. We've seen how a dominant pass rusher can elevate a team, and with Geno Smith leading the offense, a strengthened defense could be the perfect complement to get Seattle over the hump. The division is getting more competitive, but with smart moves and a little luck, the Seahawks could be the team that surprises everyone in 2024 and beyond. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the possibility of Bosa donning the Seahawks jersey is a tantalizing prospect. It's not just about adding a top-tier pass rusher. It's about sending a message to the entire league that Seattle is serious about contention. The NFC West is about to get even more interesting, and the Seahawks could be at the center of it all. Whether or not this trade materializes, one thing is for sure: the Seahawks front office is always looking for ways to improve, and adding a player like Bosa would be a bold statement of intent. As fans, we've seen the team grow, adapt, and come close to greatness. Now, with the potential of acquiring Bosa, it's like the final piece of the puzzle could be falling into place. The energy, the excitement, the anticipation, it's all building. And honestly, I can't wait to see what the future holds for the Seattle Seahawks. We've got a passionate fan base, a talented roster, and the drive to win it all. So keep your eyes peeled, stay fired up, because this offseason might just be one of the most exciting chapters in Seahawks history. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news.